Welcome back to Master 79. In this lesson we are going to tackle an ielts academic writing task 1 process diagram, a home smokery. I will show you how to read the diagram, how to brainstorm it in under 3 minutes, and then I will write a complete Band 9 model answer in front of you, sentence by sentence. Here is the task. The diagram below describes the structure of a home smokery and how it works. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Write at least 150 words. Notice 2 words in prompt, structure, and works. The examiner wants both the parts of the device and the sequence in which they operate. Take a moment to study the diagram. Fresh air is drawn into a pit on the left. It travels underground to a second pit where wood is burning. The smoke that is produced cannot escape upwards because that pit is sealed by a lid, so it is forced along the pipe that slopes up into a box at ground level where fish are hanging. 3 numbered components and 1 continuous flow from left to right. Before you write a single word, do these 4 things. Find the direction of the flow. Count the stages. Name every labeled part. Then choose where the natural break falls so you can split the body into 2 paragraphs. For this diagram, the flow runs left to right. There are 3 components, and the natural break falls between the fire and the pipe. Here is my 2-minute brainstorm. On the left, what I can actually see in the picture. On the right, the decisions I make about writing it. Notice that I never list the parts at random. I convert the picture into a sequence, and I fix the paragraph split before I start writing. The overview is the single most valuable paragraph in task 1. For a process, a Band 9 overview does 2 things. It states how many stages or components there are, and it states the overall nature of the process. Is it linear or cyclical? Where does it begin, and where does it end? Never put specific detail in the overview, and never give your opinion. So here is the plan. 4 paragraphs, a 1-sentence introduction that paraphrases the prompt, an overview naming 3 components and the linear flow, body 1 covering the air intake and the fire chamber, body 2 covering the pipe and the smoking box. Paragraph 1, the introduction. 1 sentence is enough. Notice the paraphrase. Diagram becomes illustrates. Home smokery becomes domestic smokery. Structure and how it works becomes design and the way in which it operates. Never copy the prompt word for word. Paragraph 2, the overview. I name the 3 components, I point out that only the box stands above ground, and I describe the flow as linear and continuous, driven by the natural movement of air. That is the entire process in 2 sentences with no detail at all. Body paragraph 1 covers the first 2 components. Watch the grammar. Having descended into this shaft is a participle clause, which links 2 stages without a clumsy connector. In which a quantity of wood is burnt is a relative clause with a preposition in front of it. Those 2 structures alone will lift your grammatical range score. Body paragraph 2 completes the process. Because the lid prevents the smoke from escaping, gives the reader a reason, not merely a sequence, and that is what separates a Band 9 process description from a Band 7 one. Thereby conveyed, gradually curing, before dispersing, the flow never stops. is the complete answer. 223 words, comfortably inside the 150 to 250 range. Pause the video now and read it through as a whole. Notice that every sentence moves the process forward, that there is not one wasted word, and that there is not a single opinion anywhere. Save these sequences to move between stages. Passive verbs, because in a process the machine matters, not the person. Precise nouns for the parts of the device. And causal links, which are the ones most candidates forget completely. So why does this reach Band 9? Task achievement. Every stage is covered, and the overview is clear. Coherence and cohesion. The sequence is effortless to follow. Lexical resource. Precise, natural vocabulary with no repetition. Grammatical range and accuracy. A wide mix of structures, all of them accurate. And one honest caveat. This Band 9 label reflects our own quality check against the publicly available ielts band descriptors. It is not a score awarded by a certified ielts examiner. Now it is your turn. Rewrite body paragraph 2 in your own words, using at least 2 passive verbs and 1 causal link, and post it in the comments. I read every single one. If this lesson helps you, subscribe to BMaster79 for a new Band 9 walkthrough every week. See you in the next lesson.